CASA of Lancaster County, the CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And what our CASA volunteer advocates do is advocate for the best interest of a child or a sibling group in the foster care system. The children to whom CASAs are appointed are all children who have suffered abuse and neglect to some extent, and usually it's a pretty severe extent because it has risen to the level that they're not safe in their own homes. And once they enter the system, the unfortunate nature of the system is a bit tumultuous. What we're doing, I think, as a society is asking a system to be a parent to a child, and that's an impossible role for a system to fulfill.
That sometimes these children are at the highest risk, but with the right advocacy and with the right adults in their lives, they can go on to be grown adults and contributing members to society who are happy and flourishing and doing well. And that's really a direct correlation to the work that CASA does.
But I felt like he was in a position where he was literally almost starting to fall through the cracks, and he was quiet. So he wasn't making a lot of noise. So I went and helped make him noise.
Well, if Miss Karen had not come into my life as a CASA, I probably would not be where I'm at now. I'd probably still be, like I said, once again, still angry and still like tore down and still feel like nobody will be able to listen to me, still feel like an outcast.
You don't have to be a superhero to be a CASA. I'm sure a ton of people are thinking, I don't think I'm qualified for this, I don't know what to do, but in fact you are. If you have the inkling that you want to support, then that's all you need to be a CASA.
There's a bond that is needed, I believe, between a young man as he's developing through his earlier ages, and especially someone who's in the foster care system. I believe a young man needs a dependable male in their life that they can talk to, that they can relate to.
So there is a really, really big need for people that are very compassionate and want to connect directly as a volunteer with young children and to really make a difference. The CASA program needs people to volunteer to do this, and very worthwhile.
So it's really having the time to go in and spending time with a young person and really getting to understand what their needs are and talking to them and working through those needs with them, and then being able to be the voice for that person when it's needed.
I would tell someone who's considering volunteering with CASA to just do it. We are an entirely local nonprofit organization.
It's not funded by the state or the federal government at all. It is all supported by grants and individual donors.
We are the only nonprofit that empowers citizen volunteers to act on behalf of a child in the school systems, in the court systems, and throughout that entire process in foster care.
And you can see a direct impact on the dollars that you provide to the CASA program on the life of one child and see the difference.
And so if you are looking for an organization where your dollars will make a significant impact on the life of a child, and those dollars will stay local to Lancaster County, then CASA is that organization.
We are making sure that the next generation is well cared for, safe, and is transitioning well to adulthood. And there's no better way to spend your dollars than to make sure the next generation is supported.
Each circumstance is different, but either way, I know that the children are going to have a nurturing, loving, caring, safe, and permanent home, and that's always the goal.
Welcome everyone to CASA of Lancaster County's Celebrate Home Gala. I'm Jason Burkholder, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to MC this year. Like everything else these days, the CASA Gala is a little different, but rest assured, our mission of advocating for youth in foster care remains as important as ever, and all the proceeds from tonight will help support that crucial mission. Part of my role is to help make this as much fun and as easy for you as possible. So first things first, if you haven't registered for the event tonight, let's go ahead and do that now. There are 3 ways to register. First, you can download the Handbid app from your app store or access the app by focusing your camera on the QR code listed at the bottom of the screen. You can go to the Handbid website listed below, or if you prefer, you can sit back with a cocktail and have someone else do your bidding. You can reach out to Andrea by calling or texting 717-304-7048 and list the item you're interested in and the max bid you're willing to spend. We'll make sure that your bid or your donation is counted. If you have any technical issues, please contact Matt at 717-723-8385. In addition, for your convenience, we suggest using a computer or a TV screen to view live while you're watching, so you can use your phone or tablet to bid and not miss any of the action. On YouTube, we can be found by searching CASA Lancaster Celebrate Home. I wish I could see all of you in person this year, but the next best thing is photos. So snap some pics of yourself, your date, or your watch party, whatever you're doing, and share them on social media using the hashtag CASAHome, or text them to Matt at 717-723-8385, and we'll get them posted for you. Just a quick reminder, the silent auction will be closing at 8:30 tonight, and you can continue to bid up until then. Now, it brings me great pleasure to introduce CASA's Executive Director, Jessica Lespino.
Thanks so much, Jason. I think you neglected to mention that when you are not guest emceeing our gala, you're one of our CASA volunteers. So it's extra special to have you as our host this evening. How many years has it been now that you've been a CASA?
It was 2 already. I was sworn in the fall of 2018.
Oh my gosh, 2 already? Well, tonight may prove to be the most unique role you've fulfilled at CASA yet, and it'll prove to be a memorable evening for everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us as we share our mission, honor a community partner and our CASA volunteers, and celebrate home, which we strive to achieve for every child in foster care. Tonight would not be possible without you, our amazing community, and our sponsors. Please join me in celebrating our sponsors. Stadel Volvo and Jerry and Diane Gottlieb, High Companies and Patient First, Clark Associates Charitable Foundation, Lancaster Toyota and Community Services Group, Emerald Advisors, S&T Bank, Susan and Terry Blue, and Lucille Meissner. We also want to recognize and thank our media partners, Brenneman Printing, 8M Media Solutions, and Shoemaker PDT. I also want to make mention of our sponsors who have wished to remain anonymous. We know who you are, and I want to say thank you so much. Finally, I would be very remiss not to mention our incredible committee of volunteers who joined us on this journey to pivot an in-person gala to this virtual watch party in which we celebrate home. We had a phenomenal committee, and they donated to us a great deal of their time and energy. Thank you so much. The other team that makes CASA possible is our team. I'm so lucky to work with the people that I do, and here they are to tell you a little bit about what CASA means to each of them.
What the CASA mission means to me is giving children a voice in a complex system and providing them with a nurturing connection during really critical years. And that type of service to children is rare and difficult to find. CASA does that, and they do it exceedingly well.
CASA gives me the chance to live out my permaculture ethic of neighbor care because I'm helping to care for children in my community to give them the best chance at a good quality of life.
CASA is about fairness. It's about leveling the playing field of life for children who've had an unfair start, who are abused and neglected.
I like working with the advocates. They do this incredible work, and I get to walk with them through that and help them through that process in working with children and helping them achieve the permanency that they deserve.
What the CASA mission means to me is when a child is placed in foster care, we expect a system, a bureaucratic system, to play the role of a parent. And in that form, things inevitably get slipped through the cracks. And when you are able to assign a compassionate volunteer to fill in those cracks, you see more success. And we see a kid who is able to grow up and succeed.
What CASA of Lancaster means to me is that children in foster care will have a dedicated, compassionate adult volunteer to walk alongside them while they're in the foster care system to ensure that they have the best possible outcomes. And what more could you want for children in your own community?
The court sometimes is terrifying to kids, and I think having someone there that's with them in happy times as well kind of helps them, because kids need someone that care for them.
Hope is what CASA means to me. Every time we swear in a new class of advocates, every time we submit a report to court, every time we help facilitate a safe and permanent home for a new child, I have renewed hope.
there's no place like hope. What a powerful statement carried out by the caring and passionate team members in CASA Advocates. I encourage you to keep that in mind as we give our gifts tonight to this amazing cause. Just a reminder, the auction's closing at 8:30 p.m., so don't forget to place your bids on your favorite items, and of course, bid often and give generously. Now, I would like to introduce you to Steve Russell. Steve is on the CASA Board of Directors and was nominated to serve as tonight's auctioneer.
Thanks, Jason. I'm not sure I was nominated so much as directed where to be, but I'm happy to help CASA any way I can. I'm actually back on the board for my second go-around, having served 2 terms as the organization was getting started. I'm thrilled to be back and proud of how much the organization has grown and how many volunteer court-appointed special advocates we have making a difference, a lifelong difference for kids in foster care. Since I am the acting auctioneer, why don't we highlight a couple of our auction items? Jason, you have a favorite?
Well, you know, it's hard to pick just one favorite. I love that the items are by section, so they're easy to look at: jewelry, family fun, baskets, and have you seen the art section? There are some beautiful pieces of art in that section of our silent auction. Some really different pieces. There's truly something for everyone. And as we've all been staying home, who doesn't need something new and beautiful to stare at? What about you, Steve?
Well, you know I love dining out in downtown Lancaster, so I'm not sure about a favorite, but the collection of gift cards to downtown Lancaster shops is a great one. And we have 2 packages available. Shop Small in Lancaster, item numbers 204 and 205, which include a little something for everyone. The great thing is, by bidding and winning an auction item, you're giving back to CASA and receiving a little something yourself. A win-win if you ask me. All right, Jess, your turn.
You guys both highlighted such great choices and all unique in their own right. Honestly, if we hadn't just purchased a new leaf blower for our home, that one might be my favorite. The fact that we have one of those just makes it my top choice. Those leaves are already starting to fall. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the jewelry. The 2 necklaces in that section are just stunning. The pearls and the amethyst pendant are amazing. Honestly, I don't think you could go wrong with either one. Grab it for yourself, or just a reminder, the holidays are around the corner, and either one would clearly make the perfect gift. However, my favorite item has to be the wine basket that's donated by our board of directors. It's been a staple at our auction every year since our first year, and so there's something a little nostalgic about it for me. I think it's kind of turned into our signature item. Our guests look forward to it each year and seeing who will go home with it. Don't worry though, if you're not a wine drinker, we have some other great options in that spirit section out there as well.
Speaking of traditions, we have some other traditions, don't we?
Yes, a tradition that started at our gala many years ago, one where we honor our community heroes. Each year, we select a community partner, whether an organization or a group that supports CASA, but also impacts our county and community as a whole. An organization that finds new and generous ways to give back and lift up nonprofits. We're going to begin with our first award. Tonight, I am excited to announce that CASA's 2020 Community Partner and Hero of the Year is Emerald. This decision continues to be hard, as we have been awarding this to a community partner for 11 years. However, throughout those 11 years, Emerald has been a community partner, and we know that Emerald is not only a partner and supporter to the CASA organization, but to so many other organizations throughout the county. They have their own nonprofit, the Emerald Foundation, which supports the community and nonprofits in a myriad of other ways. We have had the benefit of having one of their staff on our board for almost the entire duration of our existence. And recently, we have had the privilege of being able to host our CASA swearing-in ceremonies at that foundation, the Emerald Foundation. It is my distinct honor to award Emerald the 2020 Organization Partner and Hero of the Year Award from CASA. Congratulations, Joe.
Well, thank you. It's quite an honor. We appreciate it. But quite frankly, I don't think you could have picked a better one. And that's not because of me or the foundation, because I think in a way you're honoring not only the Emerald Foundation, but Emerald Asset Management. Our foundation from the beginning has decided that part of what we do, as opposed to just business, is give back to the local community. And it's really been very rewarding for me to see all this great work that Team Emerald at Asset Management and then the Emerald Foundation does. And I want to congratulate CASA for all the work that they've done for forever. And, you know, we have a tough job in the not-for-profit community, and you guys do just tremendous work. So I'm for you guys to recognize us, it's exciting.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We're excited to do it. So tell us a little bit about, because you mentioned a couple different facets just there, Emerald Asset Management and the foundation, and you're the founder of the entire...
Correct. I have a very diverse and different population at both. And we do all types of things here. It's kind of an outgrowth. So if you would need something, like a swearing in, having a facility, now I understand during COVID it's different, but having a facility that we could help out other not-for-profits and use it as kind of an incubator and a hub for other nonprofits. And that enables somebody, another not-for-profit, to be able to give services and functions where they may not have that ability. Now, what we try to do is pair up with them on services too, so that we try to collaborate, and that's one of our big words. And we really want to collaborate with the community and the not-for-profits that are doing the really tough work in the neighborhood. I mean, you're the feet on the ground, right? And we're there to support you. And so whether we support you monetarily, whether we support you with shared services, that's really our goal, because this is a tough job for you. It's a tough job for all the people that you in the not-for-profit space. And we all need to bond together to be able to help our community at a time where you and I both know this is one of the toughest times out there. Yeah. And there's so many needs. And we're just trying to be an accelerator to be able to help you and others meet those needs. And the needs are growing.
Joe, and as you're the founder of Emerald, has this filtered into the family, or has your family been able to support your efforts with this organization at all?
That feeling, that passion of giving back extends not only to the workplace, but also the family. So my kids get involved, their friends get involved. We get involved a lot with the local schools, the high schools and whatever. Great. We have no issues of getting people to help with that stuff. So it's really a lot of fun.
Good. That's wonderful. Well, thank you again so much for your support of CASA through the years.
We're very honored, and when it's time, we'll have a little celebration.
Yes, agreed. Well, congratulations again. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much.
Our next award took a different twist this year, and it's really something quite special. The next award that I have the true honor of presenting this evening is the Clark Family Foundation CASA Volunteer of the Year Award. We have been presenting this award for 11 years, and I am being completely sincere when I say that every year the decision gets harder and harder. As we have grown throughout the years, we get more and more unbelievably qualified, passionate, and dedicated CASAs who give so much of themselves to the children in our community and to support our mission that honestly picking one becomes near impossible. So this year, in the best of ways, we decided to cheat a little. We have the opportunity for the first time to truly honor each of you, and we want to do that. So you might recognize the woman sitting across from me is Darcy, CASA's program director, and she is here on behalf of all of the CASAs that have worked tremendously hard in the best of times and even harder in the worst of times. Darcy, congratulations on behalf of all the CASA advocates.
Thank you. I guess I'm accepting on behalf of all the CASA advocates.
You and I have talked many times throughout the years, and certainly even more frequently throughout the pandemic, just about, I think, some of the incredible things that our CASAs do. We've also said often that you and I have the privilege of getting to know the CASAs across the board, and some of their really unique acts, and then the other acts that are not unique, that they all give so much of their time and of their heart and of their knowledge on behalf of the kids for whom they advocate.
I always say that I wish that the general public could have access sometimes to the notes that CASAs keep on their cases. They're truly amazing people. The breadth and depth of their notes where they talk about their activity on cases is truly exceptional. I find them inspiring, makes it easy to work for the organization. During this pandemic, people have done some really creative, imaginative things to keep in touch with their children and on their cases. We have one CASA who has gone on early morning sunrise hikes with a family just to get to know the child and the family members better. She calls this one of the highlights of her summer, just as a way to get to know a family better, which is pretty wonderful. We've had CASAs be very creative at the time when they could not visit in person, and we had CASAs playing Barbies virtually for an hour at a time. We've had people become pen pals. We've had people show their household pets on camera. We had a CASA introduce a child to a cow virtually. They've just had to get very creative with how to stay connected to their children and their cases, and they have done so.
But their commitment hasn't necessarily changed during the pandemic, which is what you and I have spoken about previously.
We have an exceptional group of volunteers.
We do. It's really kind of, it's tremendous. It's tremendous what they do.
It is tremendous what they do, and I'm known for tearing up at swearing-in ceremonies. Every time we swear in a new class, and we've had 33 at this point, I get very emotional when I think about the nobility of people who give of their time this way. I'm about to do it now. They're just exceptional people, and it's a privilege to work for the organization and with these folks. The level of commitment and the depth with which people view their cases, and they bring their sound judgment and their life experience, and really the greatest gift they give is their time and their good sense and their practical thinking and their objective view of a situation, and it adds up to a very deep commitment.
Congratulations to Emerald, and what a well-deserved honor for all of our CASA volunteers. I know you and I talk each year about how hard that decision is. I love that you say you cheated.
The decision really does get more and more difficult each year. We couldn't pass up the opportunity to sing the well-deserved and collective praises of all of our CASA volunteer advocates.
That is why it's so important to raise money tonight, to train more CASA volunteers, to help turn nightmares into dreams, and give hope to every child that has been abused and neglected that there is a way out. Jessica, would you share more about the work of CASA and why it's important to give the gift of hope tonight?
Absolutely. Honestly, I think our mission is one of the easiest to get behind. We train and supervise community members to advocate for children and youth in the foster care system. So whether you're already a longtime supporter, considering becoming a CASA volunteer, or are looking to give a gift to CASA for the very first time, we invite you to make the difference in the life of a child. These are kids in our community, in your neighborhoods, who are victims of abuse and neglect at the hands of the people who are supposed to love and protect them the most. And then, at the moment when it feels like their world is being upended, when they are placed into foster care, and it doesn't matter to them that it's for their own safety and well-being. It matters that they are separated from the known and placed into the unknown. I want to pause here because navigating that unknown is something we've all become acutely aware of and continue to struggle with during these unprecedented times. And we're adults, and these are kids we're talking about who are struggling with the unknown. That time of uncertainty, new schools, new neighborhoods, just new. That's when a trained, compassionate, and consistent CASA volunteer is assigned. Our CASA volunteers can help turn the unknown into known and the new into the familiar, visiting with their child wherever he or she is placed. CASA volunteers carry with them a child's story, and they advocate in court to help that child write the next chapter in his or her story. I'm not sure there's anything more meaningful that I can say than that. CASA volunteers help our most vulnerable children write a new chapter, all the while helping to facilitate a safe, permanent, and loving home. Now, we have the honor of sharing with you tonight Emily's Dragon, a video that has been created by the Texas CASA program.
A dragon lives in my house. No one would believe me if I told them, but it's true. Dragons sleep most of the time, but you never know when they'll wake up. You can't relax, not even for a second. If you have a dragon in your house, you need to be good at hiding. I'm a really good hider. You need to figure things out for yourself, because you're not supposed to talk about dragons. Not with anyone. At first, I tried to do everything right. But I realized that I was just a I tried to be so quiet. I tried to be perfect. I thought maybe if I didn't mess up, if I made myself so small, even made myself disappear, the dragon wouldn't hear me. Maybe he wouldn't even wake up at all. But no matter how quiet, how small I tried to be, the dragon would always hear me, and he would always wake up. Being quiet didn't work, so I got loud, pretending I wasn't scared, pretending I was just as tough as any dragon. But pretending is just pretending. Nothing worked. Nothing could make it stop. That's when I realized it must be something wrong with me that dragons hate. When dragons wake up, they're angry. They want to hurt. Sometimes it leaves a mark. Sometimes it's a hurt you can't see, that you don't even have words for. Those are the worst of all.
Tell you to clean this up!
Away from me! Get back!
Wipe that smile off your face!
Have you been?
Sometimes I wish I was a dragon. I'd let out all the things that hurt, all the things that don't make sense. I'd burn down everyone, burn down everything. But I'm not a dragon. I'm a little girl. And I'm all alone. I don't remember what they said when they came. I just remember thinking, when something's broken, when you can't fix it anymore, when it's no use to anyone, you throw it away. If you've never fought a dragon, then you wouldn't understand. You can't just leave. You can't just run. A dragon will always find you. A dragon will always hurt you. And the more a dragon wants you, the less anyone else will. New faces, new places, new dragons to watch out for. They wouldn't listen even if I could tell them. I know it's true, because they never ask. Of all the things I tried, nothing helped me stop the dragons. Not even a little bit. But maybe the most important thing in fighting dragons is not doing it all by yourself. Maybe you need someone to help you through all the confusing things. The things that might seem scary at first, but can actually help you get far, far away from any dragons. Someone who sticks up for you, even when you're not there. Someone who knows where you came from and what you've been through. Someone who's on your side, not just when things are easy, but when they're hard too. Maybe you'll see that dragons aren't waiting for you around every corner. Maybe they don't live in every house. Maybe it's not even your fault they're so angry. Maybe you can stop hiding. Maybe you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make yourself small. You don't have to always be ready to fight. Because there will always be dragons. But there will always be brave heroes too.
Wow, what a powerful video. You know, we want every child to have a chance. We have the opportunity tonight to come together and help foster children slay the dragons in their life, just like the CASA volunteer did in Emily's case and countless CASA volunteers do every day. By walking alongside their child in the foster care system to help ensure their CASA child has a voice and their best interests are being upheld at all times. By working in collaboration with other professionals to build relationships and every person involved in the child's life, although none more important than the relationship between the CASA volunteer and child. CASA volunteers are making a difference every day, and tonight we have the opportunity to give every child a chance. So let's do this. Let's have a little fun. This is my favorite part of the evening. We're not raising a paddle in the ballroom, but we are raising our phones and tablets. So get them out now. By donating to make a difference tonight, using those phones and tablets, we can really help kids in our county. To donate, click on the HandBid app or go to the website listed on the bottom of your screen, then click the donate button. Plus, always know you can give Andrea a call at 717-304-7048 if you want to give a gift by phone. Will you help a CASA volunteer change a child's story? If so, let's get started, and please consider a gift of $5,000. Let's loosen up and have some fun. Don't forget, you can donate by hitting that donate button. Go to the QR code, that'll get you right there, or you can do it by phone. On average, so that $5,000, on average, a CASA advocate for a child for 29 months. You will impact the foster child from the day a CASA volunteer is appointed to them until the day the CASA child is placed in a safe, loving, and permanent home. All right. Don't forget, you can hit that QR code to make those donations. And we want to thank you starting off right now, Patricia. We appreciate your donation. We also have an anonymous bidder for $5,000. Thank you very much. We'll take some time to let some more of those bids come in. John, thank you. We appreciate that. All right. Thank you very much. You guys have been very generous with that. So let's move on to the next level. Who will consider a gift of $2,500 to ensure an assigned CASA volunteer has the necessary resources until the child is reunited or adopted? So we have 129 assigned CASA volunteers that need our help. This level is critical to provide what every child wants, a safe, loving, and permanent home. Once again, we'll pause and let some of you guys get to the bidding site and send some of those bids in. We really appreciate everything everyone's doing tonight. You know, even before we got started with the bidding, we had some donations that were made earlier tonight, and we also like to thank all of those people who bid ahead of time. But once again, if you go in, down at the bottom of the screen, all the information's there. You can call in by phone if you like, if you're more comfortable there. Or you can go to the hand bid app, as well as just taking out your camera phone and clicking on the QR code there. Thank you once again to Jason for that $2,500 donation. We've got a couple other ones that are coming up. Looks like Tom, thank you very much. We appreciate everything you're doing with us tonight. And we also have an anonymous bid. Thank you very much. All right, you guys are being very generous and we do appreciate it, but let's move on. A $1,500 gift will allow CASA to coach and supervise a new CASA volunteer appointed to a child's case for the first 7 months. This compassionate adult will possibly become the most consistent, positive adult presence in this child's life for the next 2.5 years. Very similar to what we saw in the video earlier this evening. We'll pause again to let you guys go ahead and get those bids in or donations in. And once again, we love to thank you for everything you guys are doing this evening. All right, thank you. They're starting to come in now. We have an anonymous bidder that's in. Thank you very much. And then also a bid from, looks like Angela. Thank you very much. Terrific. You guys are doing great. Joseph, thank you. We appreciate you. All right, terrific. We have, and those you can continue to make. We're going to move on, but you can continue to make bids or donations at the various levels throughout the evening. And we'll continue even after the live broadcast is done. You can continue to do that as well. So let's move on to the next level. Who will join the others tonight in making a gift of $1,000? A $1,000 gift or donation will ensure that a CASA volunteer is screened, trained, and matched well to a child, ensuring that child has a volunteer with the skills and experience to best form a relationship and to be effective. This gift will allow CASA to properly launch a new volunteer and support and mentor him or her through their first court report and court appearance. You guys are pretty quick with the bidding already. Thank you. We appreciate that. All right. John, thank you very much. Temple, thank you. We appreciate that. Okay. Tim, thank you very much. All right. $1,000. That seems to be the level everyone wants to give this evening. That's perfect. We're getting a lot of donations rolling through the screens right now, so thank you very much for your support. And another anonymous bidder, thank you. Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Remember, you can continue to make bids at that level as we move on. So let's move on to the next level. $750 will cover the cost of training materials for a CASA volunteer advocate training session. 4 gifts at this level will cover our new advocate training costs for the year, for the entire year. So please reach out and help us this evening so we can get that. That training is very important. Don't forget that you can dial in or go to the hand bid app, or you can simply pull out your camera phone and actually just click on the QR code down below. Awesome. I see you guys are picking up steam on it. Oh, great. Miriam, thank you very much. Ann, we see you. Thank you. We appreciate that. April, thank you very much. Ryan, I see you. Thank you very much as well. 2 more anonymous bidders. You guys have been terrific. Thank you. That is great. Looks like Lynn, thank you. And Renee, thank you very much. You guys are terrific. We really appreciate everything you're doing. And the numbers keep going up. We're getting close to our goal, but we still have a ways to go. So we're going to move to the next level. Who will consider providing continuing education to our current and active CASA volunteers with a gift of $500? Each year subsequent to the year they are sworn in, our CASA volunteers must complete 12 hours of ongoing education annually to enhance and improve all aspects of their advocacy. 6 gifts at this level will cover our cost for an in-service training for a year. So let's see if we can get those 6 gifts at the $500 level so we can cover that entire cost for the year. We would really appreciate that. Terrific. A couple of anonymous donors. We appreciate that. Being anonymous, that's perfectly fine. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And looks like we have Matt. Thank you. Thank you. Elliot, we appreciate that as well. A couple more anonymous bidders. And Joe, thank you very much. I actually know who Joe is. We appreciate that. Thank you. All right, great. Once again, you can continue to make those bids or donations as we continue to move on. And it's great to see, I'm sitting here real time, I can actually see the donations. So it's great to see how we're inching closer and closer to our goal for this evening. So let's move on to the next level. A gift of $250 will enable us to recruit and screen a new CASA volunteer. Every gift at this level will increase the reach of the program and immediately translate to our ability to serve more children here in Lancaster County that are in need. So obviously we want to try to service as many children that are in need as we can, and your donations this evening will help us tremendously. So let's start bidding or making those $250 donations. Let's open that up now. Just a reminder, you can bid by or make the donation by phone using the hand bid app, or once again with the QR code to the very bottom of the screen there. Let's see. Wow, thank you. Samantha, we appreciate that donation. Jeffrey, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Oscar and Michelle, thank you. Thank you. And looks like Cedric, thank you. Once again, a couple of anonymous donations have gone by. And we certainly appreciate everything everybody's doing. I can't say that more often this evening. We really appreciate you and as we inch closer to our goal this evening. All right. Finally, let's move on to our $100 donation level. Who can give a gift of $100? That will support a current advocate in his or her case. A gift at this level will further our mission until we achieve our vision that every child who is abused and neglected will have a safe, permanent home and the support to become a healthy, empowered adult, thereby breaking the cycle of abuse and neglect. It's so important to break that cycle. All right, let's roll on those $100 donations. This is going to be a very active one. I can see that already. Thank you very much. Awesome. Several more anonymous donations. Looks like Jonathan. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Mark, thank you as well. And we have another one from Kelly. Thank you. Looks like Mark, another Mark. Thank you very much. And a couple more anonymous. Thank you. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Really from my heart to you guys, CASA is very important to me, so we thank you for all the activity this evening and all the donations. It's very important to CASA, especially during these times. So thank you so much for your generous donations tonight. If you haven't given tonight, there is still time to give any amount you choose by clicking on the donate button and entering now. Every dollar counts towards making a difference in the life of a child tonight. Thank you, Jason and Jessica, for inviting me to be your guest auctioneer for tonight. And thank you, guys.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you everyone so much for all your incredible generosity this evening, helping us to fulfill our mission to change children's stories. Before we announce tonight's results, I wanted to share a little something that often during volunteer advocate interviews or during our trainings, we hear a similar refrain. It goes something like this. I had never heard of CASA before, but as soon as I did, I kind of knew. I knew this was the way I wanted to give back to my community or continue my professional career or passion after retirement. There are still hundreds of children waiting for their CASA volunteer, waiting for that trusted adult who will stick with them until safety and permanency is achieved. So I have to ask, are you for the child?
I am for the child who has been abused, the child who is afraid to go home,
who thinks it's her fault, who is forced to keep the secret or else.
I am for the child who has been neglected,
the child who does not know where his next meal is coming from,
who must fend for herself and her little sister
alone.
The child who has never been to a doctor or a dentist.
I am for the child who was taken away
for her own protection.
The child who is now in foster care, who does not know how long he'll be there.
Or who these people are. Or if she should trust them. I am for her.
The child who is in his third,
fourth, fifth,
sixth foster home this year.
The child who has attended 4 schools in 2 years.
Who sits in back of yet another class surrounded by strangers.
Believing in his heart that no one
cares. I am for her. The child who has never been told
that he is loved.
That she is smart, beautiful,
talented,
worthy.
That she is strong,
courageous.
That she is somebody. I am for her.
The child who one day will turn 18 and will be surrendered to the world.
I am for that child.
So I am there for that child.
To listen to her.
to speak for her.
To champion without compromise for what's in his best interest.
Because if I am
there for her, I know she will be half as likely to languish in foster care.
And that much more likely to find a safe, permanent home.
She is the child I am for.
He is the child I am for.
They are the children I am for.
She is the child I am for.
The child I am for is him.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Who am I?
I'm a CASA volunteer.
I am you.
If you're not already involved with us, please consider this your invitation to contact us and learn how you can get more involved. We have so many opportunities available to become a CASA volunteer or join one of our committees. Contact us now to register for one of our upcoming informational sessions beginning again in 2021. Jason, do you think we're ready?
I do. Yes, Jessica, I believe we are. Together, tonight, here it comes. We raised $80,553.
Woo!
That's amazing.
All right.
That's
great job. Thank you
amazing.
very much.
Thank you guys so much.
Fantastic.
We appreciate
Everyone.
everybody.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank you. We couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. Remember, the auction does not close until 8:30 p.m. and you can continue donating well after this is all done. So don't miss out on your favorite items.
The money raised tonight is going to go of providing a qualified and compassionate court-appointed volunteer to every child who has been abused and neglected, helping to ensure that the fundamental human right of having a safe, nurturing, and permanent home is met. A CASA home where we celebrate home for you, me, and every child.
On behalf of the CASA family, thank you and good night.
Thank you.